As I mentioned before, I've been trying to improve my creature design skills. I took some Udemy classes, watched numerous videos and examined some really cool pictures. And now, I'm here to share a design with you all. It's a chimeric fantasy creature, but I wanted it to feel as realistic as possible. Because of that, I will make 2 videos about it. The first part, which will fill your empty shell of a soul with so much joy that you can't help but like, share and subscribe, is about my design process. I will show you some old sketches that I made and explain my thought process while designing this little guy. The second part will be about how this creature lives. I'll describe how it eats, sleeps, mates, etc. We will pretend like it's a real animal from this point on. Might even create a fake Wikipedia article and shit, I don't know. I guess the mighty gods of boredom above will decide for us. And who are we to question their will? Oh hell. My first goal was to create a chimeric creature design. A chimera is a mythological creature that is a mix of 3 different animals, so obviously I had to pick 3 different animals to do it. So, I did so. For the first pick, I chose bats. I love their evil little faces and amazing taste and fashion. I was one of those kids constantly in a Slipknot shirt, and a bat looks like what little me dreamed of wearing when he grew up. Unfortunately, his grown-up self is broke as shit. For my second pick, I, of course, decided on frogs. Because, well, frog. Thinking of frogs got me really excited, so I started to draw without thinking of the third animal. My initial thought was to design a creature with frog legs and bat wings so it could hide in tree branches or something and launch itself to catch its prey. Then I found out that when you add bat wings and a bat head to a creature, it just looks like a bat. I must say I was really surprised. So I had to choose between the wings or the face. I picked wings. Then I was like, dude, what about the third animal? I was really panicking at that point. My childish enthusiasm took me to a place of no return. There was no way for me to blend the overall design with multiple attributes of one more animal, so I slapped a scorpion's tail on this bad boy and called it a day. Here's that particular sketch. To me, the most important skill an artist should possess is not just being able to use a reference correctly or understanding the art fundamentals or any boring stuff like that. It is the ability to keep it real with yourself without getting depressed. I was not depressed. I still think it's really cute, but clearly not it. That looks just like a lazy blend of 3 different species. So I decided to work on its overall look. At first, I added some hair on its head and 2 big ears. I gave it a more bony head shape and a human-like torso. That ended up looking like a dragon demon thing, and that was not what I wanted either. But I loved the idea of hair and big ears. I went on and made another sketch with a different pose. It looked cool, I guess, but there was a problem that I just couldn't put my finger on. I decided to look at some references. My friends, it turns out bats don't look like that when they crawl. Rather, when I think of bats, I was just thinking of video game dragons. Of course I looked at some references and studied before I started to draw, but most pictures of these animals are either of them flying or dangling from a branch. They move like those annoying little fucks from Dead Space that crawl on your back and do God knows what to Isaac while you mash buttons to get rid of them. And at the time, I thought that it actually looks perfect for what I'm going for here. I picked a reference and tried to draw it the right way. And there, probably my favorite sketch from that project. As you can see, I gave up on frog feet and turned them into talons, but keep the strong hind legs. I love that sketch because it looks and feels like a curious little baby bird trying to make sense of the stuff going on around it. The head tilt, the tail that is ready to strike but not quite sure what to do yet. Just a confused little baby, like every real animal. I really want it to feel like that instead of a monster. I am trying to design an animal here. So, after that, I was compelled to draw it in other poses. I drew this one, our boy flying. I was quite happy with the way it looked, but didn't pour much time into thinking of its functionality. I want to try some colors and patterns. Here's the sketch where I applied these. I looked at some pictures of fish, bees, other frogs and snakes, but I can't say they seemed right. At that point, you can see that I doubled down on the idea of bird's foot on a frog's leg, but I wasn't sure about the scorpion tail and the way its wings connect to its body. I don't think it would be able to jump very well with that build, and the tail was screaming at me to change it. These screams and you 44 people are my reason to work harder on this dude. So, this was my planning sketch. I want to talk about my reasoning mostly in the next video, but as you can see, I changed most of the stuff that I complained about. Especially, instead of the scorpion tail, I gave it a tail that looks like a leaf that I saw on some pterosaur art, to help it fly and camouflage, and maybe it has some other purposes too. We will see. I named it Yarbağa. At first, I went for Latin, like every cool dude, but then I decided I didn't want to summon a demon or sound like I was exercising one when I spoke its name. I thought my target audience, arınmaca gücenmece yok, doesn't speak Turkish anyways, and it is my primary language, so let me explain the sophisticated linguistics. Yarasa means bat in Turkish, and frog is kurbağa. Kurasa sounds like croissant, so I tried the other way around and went for yarbağa. It oddly sounds like a curse word in Turkish too, so a little inside joke for my non-targeted audience too, you know, to win back their hearts. Abone olun, ne olur. So, I guess that's it for this part. In the next part, I will try to explain my reasoning on its anatomy. Like I said, I am relatively new on YouTube, so you can always give me suggestions if you want. Subscribe if you don't want to miss anything. I am doing animations, drawings, and planning to read some short stories that I wrote in the future. I don't know. Like and share. Thanks. Bye.